Warning, we are not trained or licensed professionals. Do not take any advice that we give as official doctoral prescribed medical treatment. We only use the name as a means to appreciate cinema as a therapeutic device, not to be confused with drugs, antidepressants, or any other forms of enhancements that you might find in legal states. Please enjoy responsibly.
Additional disclaimer. If the film says we can say it too. So check the film rating, and that will be our episode rating.
Hello. As always, welcome to Film Therapy.
Hello.
This is the therapy of film, of cinema.
I'm a therapist.
I am also a therapist. And this is episode 10. Double digits.
Episode 10.
10 million miles.
Yeah, we've made it. I'm Madison.
I'm Jake, I think.
And we are your therapists today to watch some movies and talk about them and feel really good, because that's what we just did a couple minutes ago.
Mm-hmm.
What did we watch?
We watched a film called Up in the Air.
It was so good.
I'm glad you liked it.
Yeah, I had never seen it before, and Jake told me about it, and we watched it just now.
Mm-hmm.
It's on Hulu. I watched it on Hulu. Jake, do you own it?
I do. I have the DVD. I got it for really cheap. Sealed at a used DVD store. So that was surprising.
Nice.
Yeah.
Yes. It kind of fits into our category of chill, relaxing, introspective, gives you a lot of things to think about movies.
Mm-hmm.
And it was perfect for today, honestly.
I'm glad you felt that way.
Yes, thanks for the
It really
recommendation.
was. It's a really relaxing movie, honestly. So first of all, we're going to spoil the movie, as we always do. So if you haven't seen it, it's less than 2 hours. Go ahead and watch it. It's a great movie. Okay, so the movie starts off with this guy named Ryan Bingham, and he's played by George Clooney. And he's basically a corporate downsizer. He flies all around the continental states and tells people that they're fired, basically. And then he lives at the airport. Like, his airport is the home. He has a home, which is the little 1-bedroom studio apartment, really small place. He hates it there. When he's in the airport, he's home. And one day he meets this woman named Alex, who's kind of the same way, and they start having a relationship. And neither of them are really like sure of where it's going or anything like that, but they're both into each other, and they have this sweet like romance that they'll meet in one place, and then when their schedules connect, they'll meet another place, and just that's how it goes. So Ryan is called back to his home office base in Omaha, and there's a young woman named Natalie, who's played by Anna Kendrick, and she has this new idea. Instead of downsizing in person, they downside over video chat. And Ryan is against the idea, of course, because traveling is when he feels at home, because he doesn't really feel connected to anybody. And so Ryan and Natalie are both sent on the road, I guess, but also they're flying, so I don't know. Yeah, Ryan and Natalie are both sent on the road to see whether the in-person or the video chat is better, because the company wants to see how they can do that, because video chatting is going to save costs, but also, there's the personal human element, even though it's something as impersonal as going to someone and saying you're fired. So then Ryan and Alex meet up every now and again, and Natalie's there too, and it's just them traveling to different places and just having to fire people. And it's a job that really takes a lot out of Natalie in particular, but also it also makes Ryan more of a human, I guess. And this is when I run out of fuel entirely, and I go to Wikipedia.
Yes, there's like the side plot of his sisters.
Oh yeah. So
Ryan has 2 sisters.
Sister. yeah. So Ryan has 2 sisters whom he barely speaks to, and one of them's getting married. So Ryan and Alex go to her wedding, and when her fiance is getting cold feet, Ryan goes in and gives him a pep talk. And then when he and Natalie are traveling, she says to him, don't you see yourself having a future, a commitment, anything like that? And then he goes to start that with Alex. He goes to Chicago, where she lives, only to find out that, plot twist, she's married, has kids, has a family. He's just an escape for her. So he just kind of ends it with her because obvious reasons. And then the whole movie he's trying to get to a certain number of miles to be one of the loyalty members for their flight line. And on his flight home from Chicago, he gets that, and he meets the captain, who's played by Sam Elliott. And then Ryan takes his miles and gives them to his sister and her husband to go around the world. And then Natalie applies to this place in San Francisco, and then Ryan gives her a letter of recommendation, and then he just decides to take a trip somewhere, and we don't know where. And it's just up in the air.
It's up in the air.
Literally. Wop,
Yeah.
wop.
Good description.
I think that was terrible, but okay.
I think you covered pretty much everything.
Really struggled my way through that.
I guess Anna Kendrick's character, Natalie, she was in a relationship at the beginning, but then while they're on the road with firing people, she and her boyfriend break up. He dumps her over text. So that's just another relationship that happens.
Yeah, that happens too.
So where to begin? The soundtrack was really good. If you like our intro music, you'd probably like the soundtrack of this movie, because I was thinking of like a few of the songs would be really good for our intro, especially the one that's called Help Yourself.
Oh, I love that song.
The lyrics are so, I don't know, they fit our podcast well, I think.
I think they fit my life well too.
Yeah. It's called Help Yourself by Sad Brad Smith.
Yes. Yeah.
Sad Brad Smith.
We love you, Brad Smith.
Yes.
Hope you're not feeling too sad right now.
And then the song at the credits that you told me to listen to, or we stayed on while we listened to the credits, and that was really cool. Do you think that was like a real thing? Because like I tried to look it up on Spotify, but I couldn't find it. The song is called Up in the Air by Kevin Rennick, I think.
Yeah.
And it's just like him leaving a voicemail. It sounds like he's leaving a voicemail for the director of the movie or something, or the writer. And he's like, hopefully you can use this in your movie. And it's like this awesome, beautiful acoustic song.
Yeah, I think it's real. I've on the soundtrack on Spotify, that's one of the songs that they don't have available, which is kind of weird, but maybe there's a rights issue. But yeah, it's definitely an amazing soundtrack for sure. That's one of my favorite things about the movie. But I think that was, I don't know if that's, I assume it's real. I don't know why it wouldn't be.
Yeah. I like the opening credits a lot. It starts out very snazzy. Like there's a cover of This Land Is Your Land being sung.
This hand is my hand. No, wait, that's your hand. No, wait, it's my hand.
What's that from again? Friends?
That's from Friends, yeah.
Yeah, okay.
I cannot hear that song without thinking of that.
Oh gosh. Yeah, it starts out like the editing with the credits goes along with the music. It's all like snappy, and it's got like a lot of wipes and cool transitions and effects and everything. And then like the opening scenes where George Clooney is packing and going through the airport, and we're seeing this quick montage, or what's it called? Jump cuts. A bunch of jump cuts of him
Quick
just at
editing.
the airport.
That's what it's called.
Editing. Oh yeah.
Quick editing.
Quick editing. And that's just like, it gives a really high beat high energy.
Just a high V energy.
Big dick energy. And
No. I was thinking high V like the grocery store.
High V. Oh, I don't have those here.
Oh, I thought you were saying like that's what I thought you were saying, and then you took it to something else.
I said high beat, and that's not a thing.
I thought you said high V. I'm sorry.
I said high beat, and then I meant upbeat and high energy.
Cool.
So we're gonna go with that. But then the tone really shifts as it goes through the movie. You don't really realize when it switches, but it slows down so much, and really makes you think more about everything that's being said, everything that they're doing. It ties back into the main theme of the film, which I think is loyalty. there's so many things happening. I was like, what is this movie actually about? And I wrote down a list of things. Would you like to hear it?
I would love to hear it. Please grace me with your words.
Here's my list of what I think this movie is about. Getting older, becoming obsolete, changing the way you live, being rich while making others poor, human connections, and loyalty.
That's beautiful. That's amazing.
I think all those are really like hit hard.
Mm-hmm.
And maybe a little too hard at the end, but still I was like they could have made this like really, really cheesy, but they didn't, and it went well. Because George Clooney's character is also sometimes a motivational speaker, and he has this big event that he's going to at the end, and he does this horrible speech about how you don't need anything, you don't need anyone, and he's trying to be motivational about that, and he goes to do this speech one more time at the end and then just didn't. He just ran out. I was expecting him to say something cheesy and go on and on about love, blah, 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 love and relationships and human connection, but he just left, which was, I think, a really good choice.
Yeah, I never thought of it like that. That's awesome. I kind of like it even more now.
Oh, good.
It's interesting how there's 3 like scenes of him giving that speech, and it's like it's for like each act of the movie.
Yeah, it's a good divider and transition. Because you kind of forget he does that, and it's kind of a weird thing that gets thrown in there.
Yeah.
But it's interesting. Like, I wonder how he got started doing that. And then his real motivational speech was when he had to tell Jimmy?
Jim. Yeah, Jim.
His sister's betrothed, to stop having cold feet and go marry this woman because you don't know what your future's going to hold, but it's going to be good, basically.
Yeah. That's such a good scene. I love that scene.
Yeah. Oh my gosh. So the sister, her name's Julie. Julie and Jim have this thing where they sent everyone a small cardboard cutout of them and told all the people they invited to the wedding to hold up the picture in front of like a monument or somewhere that they have traveled to, so that it would seem like Julie and Jim were at that place. And everyone's confused as to why they're doing this. They didn't think it made any sense, but then we finally understand at the end that they didn't have enough money for a honeymoon, so they could still have pictures of all the places they traveled without going anywhere. And meanwhile, George Clooney's traveling like all over the world, or all over the country.
Yeah. Every
day. And when he looked at the board with all the pictures of them on it and put his pictures up, I was like, oh my gosh. It might be the 4 hours of sleep I got, or maybe this movie hit me hard there, but I was almost tearing up because it was just, I don't know. And it wasn't even a long moment. It was a really quick moment.
Yeah.
And it was just really sweet.
Yeah, it was. I definitely felt really emotional at times during this movie.
Yeah, me too, several times. Because he sees like the picture, both of them traveling, and then we've seen him alone traveling, and you get that sense of what he's thinking.
I love the way this movie portrays airline travel, because airline travel sucks. and
no,
like it's horrible. I hate it.
Oh, I love it.
But then then you'll be George Clooney. if this is a real movie. I really love this movie's editing. I like how, like you said, how in the beginning it's like this super fast cutting, like just George Clooney just going through the airport, and you see all the little mundane things like packing your bag, going to security, like stopping to get coffee, like all those little things of airline traveling, like getting on the plane, buckling your seatbelt and all that stuff. And then as the movie goes on, it takes its time, and like it holds on shots for longer. And then there's this little, like the part when Jim goes to apologize to, is her name Julie? Is that her name? Yeah, when Jim goes to talk to Julie, it's filmed almost like documentary style, kind of like Office style, where it's like, it's just kind of jittery camera moving back and forth, but it's not like in an annoying or over the top way. It just makes the moment feel more real,
Yeah. Yeah, that's
so like as the movie goes on, it just kind of becomes more grounded with its editing and cinematography.
Yeah, definitely. Movement. does a lot of different things, but it all feels right and it fits together pretty well.
Yeah, absolutely. Did you have any idea that Alex had a family? Did that surprise you?
Well, I kind of spoiled it because I was looking at IMDb to see if one of the bridesmaids girls was that girl from that 70s show, Eric's older sister.
Mm-hmm.
I think she was, but she wasn't in the credits. And then I was also looking for Brian, Natalie's boyfriend, because you said that was Ashton Kutcher. And he wasn't in the credits either, so... But then in the credits, I saw this so-and-so, Alex's husband, and I was like, shit.
That's why you wait until the movie's done.
I know. So dumb. And also, it's a bad thing to look at IMDb at the really beginning of a horror movie or a sci-fi or something, because then you can see who dies first if they're listed. or for a series, if you are watching the first season of a series and you see the main character down on the list and you're like, oh, he must be killed.
or leaves.
Or leaves somehow. He's not in the show anymore.
Yeah. I've had that happen before multiple times. It's really annoying because you're like, oh shit.
I know. Yeah.
Because you can't unknow it. Right.
Yeah, but then I was like, oh, maybe she doesn't have a secret family. Maybe it fast forwards a couple months and she gets married because that's what she wants, and George Clooney would still be alone, which he ended up being alone anyway, and it still would have been impactful in that way. So I was like, either way, it'll be fine. But yeah, kids and everything, and just to think back to the scene where Natalie is asking her Alex what she looks for in a man.
Mm-hmm.
And she's like, oh, I don't know, a nice smile, I guess. And Natalie had just listed off all these very specific things.
Yeah.
She had a weird character in this movie, Anna Kendrick did. Her character was super deadpan and dull, especially in the very beginning. Her voice, she lowers her voice and talks very pointedly, and she's kind of I'm a businesswoman, but usually she's so bubbly and sweet and smiles a lot, and so that was it took a second to get used to, but she ended up really being good at it. Well, I think she opened up more, and that made her real personality come through, I think.
Right. There's that scene when they're at the party and she's just having a good time, and then it's that's how she is in other movies, but
yeah, definitely.
Yeah, it's interesting because it starts off and she's just completely like a workaholic, and she's just completely tied to what she does for a living, and she's just so professional with everything, not just when she's presenting herself to people she's firing, but even George Clooney, and just the whole, she's just professional all the time. And then as the movie keeps up that facade, I guess, then as the movie goes on, her real personality kind of comes out. Like you said. Yeah,
definitely. Which was good to see it come out.
Yeah.
Because I don't think I could handle businesswoman Anna Kendrick for the whole movie.
I think
it kind of seemed cheap at the beginning. I was like, I don't know if this casting was right, but then it ended up being good. Thought it was kind of dumb how they listed all of the big name actors in the very beginning, because I was like, wow, a crazy cast, J.K. Simmons and Zach Galifianakis and Sam Elliott, but they each had probably a minute or two of screen time. Yeah, I noticed that too. So I was like, that's kind of cheap, guys. A little clickbaity there.
Yeah, a little bit. But I mean, you've already paid for the ticket at that point, so they can do what they want.
That's true. Yeah, because it was mostly George Clooney, Anna Kendrick, and Vera Farmiga. I don't know how you say her name.
Yeah, Farmiga? I don't know.
I gotta look that up now. Oh, Farmiga. She says Farmiga like this.
All right.
Farmiga. Vera Farmiga. So, yeah, okay, so I didn't know this. She's sisters to the younger girl on American Horror Story. Taysa? Oh, crap. He just pronounced it. Hang on, let me see. Taysa and Vera Farmiga. They're sisters. Speaking of sisters,
Wow.
Oh Um, so did you know that Anna Kendrick and the girl who plays Julie in this movie, Melanie Linsky. She plays Julie. I think she's so cute. Like, her little face is just adorable. There's a movie called, it's called Happy Christmas. She and Anna Kendrick play sisters in that movie, and it's about their family dynamic. Anna Kendrick's like a rogue sister, and Melanie Linsky is the sister who looks like she has it all and has a husband and son and our kids and everything. But that's an interesting movie if you want to watch that.
I'm intrigued. We should add that to our list.
Okay. You know how in some of the Marvel movies they do the titles super big over the screen, where they, like the setting, like the city they're in, they put like, what am I thinking of? I'm thinking of one in particular. I think it's Captain America, where they put the title on there so big it fills up the entire screen.
Yeah.
You know what I'm talking about? I hated that. But these titles in this movie were pretty big, but I liked that they were the size they were, and I felt like they were relevant, because I think I watched in maybe the Spencer Confidential is what I think I'm thinking of, where they do titles, but it's only sometimes, and it doesn't mean anything. I'm like, I don't really need to know where I am. It doesn't make a difference. But in this movie where they're traveling everywhere, it's good to have those dividers. They show like an aerial view of wherever they are, and then the name of the city that they're flying into, which I also like that they did a bunch of Midwest places and gave the Midwest some love, and they actually filmed there and everything, because they're in a bunch of airports, and then the high school they went to, that was in Missouri.
Yeah.
So I like that they utilize some of the different lovely states of America.
That's awesome. I love that. Yeah, it's just one of those movies I just really like the tone and feel of. It just has this like, it's not really relaxing, but it has just this relaxing quality to it. And it just kind of just like, it starts off really fast, and then it slowly pulls you in, and then you just get invested by the time it's over.
Yeah, I didn't want it to end. I don't know if I like the ending. I mean, you can't just wrap up his whole life at the end of this movie, He's going to do what he's going to do. We wrapped it up enough, and I think he had enough of a character arc that we know that something's going to change with him. Which was, it was awesome. So good. There was just so many things. It was all connected and went directly back to the theme. And like the part about him getting older starts off right in the beginning, where he's flying. The stewardess asks if she says, "Would you like cancer?" Or would you like cancer? Or what does she say?
She says, like, "Would you like the cancer?"
Right. She's saying, "Would you like the can, sir?" But all he hears, "Oh yeah, the cancer." He's like hearing, "Would you like the cancer?" And then there's a part where Anna Kendrick calls him old, and he looks at himself in the mirror like, "Oh, am I old?"
Yeah, that was funny.
He just got this feeling about getting old throughout the whole movie, and then there's this part where they crash this like tech convention party at a hotel, and first of all, the DJ's name is DJ Young, or no, wait, hold on, I wrote it down.
It's Young MC.
Young MC, yeah.
He sings
His name's
Bust a Move.
Young MC, but then he comes out on stage. He's like, "Yo, I got a problem with my computer. Can anyone fix it?" And then the crowd goes wild, which I thought was ironic because he calls himself young, but he doesn't know how to fix his computer problems. And I felt like that was kind of a play with the whole movie.
Maddie, there's a song from the 90s called Bust a Move. That's what he was referring to. He's like, my computer's busted.
Wait, but doesn't it make sense? With the theme of the movie?
Okay. All right. But I mean, you know that's a song, right?
No, I mean, I didn't know Wait, is that the lyric, or do they speak those words in the beginning?
No, but he was just referring to the song because the song's Bust a Move. It's from like the 90s.
Was that the song he started doing?
Yeah, it's a song. It's like, you want it, You got
Yeah,
it.
yeah,
Yeah, he's the guy who sings that song. His rapper name is Young MC.
Oh, it's literally a person.
Yeah.
Whoa.
Yeah, he's the guy who sings the original song.
I'm so embarrassed. Okay, I am an idiot.
You're not
But
an idiot.
I also think it goes back to the theme of the movie.
I think you're just tired.
I'm really tired. Oh my gosh.
Go to sleep.
Oh, man.
When we're done, go to sleep.
I should, definitely. But I'll probably stay up and
Don't
make
worry,
bad
I do it too.
choices.
Don't worry, I do that too. I stay up and make bad choices instead of going to sleep.
Was it actually him in the movie?
Yes.
That's awesome.
So he was like a guest at the party, right?
Right.
So
Yeah,
it's
because
like-
I was
like-
like, well, this guy looks kind of old to be called Young MC, which I thought was relevant to the theme, too.
Well, maybe it is. Maybe it's one of those things that the director doesn't intend to be in the movie, but it is.
Yeah, I mean, they could have chosen, like, well, I don't know. You're not going to get a young and hip artist for a tech convention at the Hilton, so that's probably the best they could afford.
The song is also in the movies Uncle Buck, Dude, Where's My Car, The Blind Side, 17 Again, and Up in the Air.
Oh, wow.
Oh, and also in the 2017 It, but I don't remember it being in that movie. Or
Oh,
Uncle
it's
Buck.
probably, like, in the background.
Yeah.
Oh, man. Yikes. It was just, yeah, I don't know. It was feel good, but not like cheesy feel good. There, like I said, there were ways they could have made it really cheesy if he gave that big speech, or if, I mean, he did run and like get straight on an airplane after he left his final motivational speaking job behind. He just ran and got on a plane and went to see Alex. But it makes sense with his character because he can do that. He can just flash his little loyalty card and get on a plane anywhere. So that fits in with it. Yeah, I think it starts off with a lot of imagery of the loyalty program and his cards. He and Alex are going over all of their
It's like
membership
the first thing they do.
deals. Yeah, they just discuss all the secret clubs and membership things that they all get. And then loyalty, I think, comes in with, the marriage scene at the end with Julie and Jim, and the people who are loyal to their companies getting fired and feeling betrayed because they have worked so hard and long there, and then they just get fired for nothing and by someone they don't even know.
Yeah.
That would suck so bad.
That would be terrible.
Also, that job would suck. I can't imagine doing that.
No, I can't either. Do you have anything else, or do you want to move into what we've watched in the last week or so? Interesting analysis. I can see it and agree.
Yeah, I like movies that really are very obvious about the theme because a lot of the times it's hard for me to pick out the theme of movies. So I appreciated that this one just went straight at it. And I also, in my writing, I struggle a lot with finding my own theme. So I like
me
to
too.
use these as examples of good writing. It was a good watch. It came out in 2009, and I think I've looked at it to watch several times, but I've always just clicked off of it. But now that I know what type of movie it is, I guess I thought maybe it was some sort of comedy.
Yeah.
But it was more like a Walter Mitty feel.
I still haven't seen that. I want to see that.
Ooh, we got to put that on the list.
Walter Mitty, that's a good one.
The Secret Life of Walter Mitty, yeah.
Yeah.
It's really not really similar, but similar in a way.
Yeah, it's funny because the movie's from 2009, but my DVD says 2010. So that's an
really?
interesting mistake. But I looked it up because I was like, I think you're right. It is 2009, and it is. So.
If you're enjoying this podcast, you can subscribe, follow us on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, Stitcher, SoundCloud, pretty much anywhere where you get your podcasts, and it really helps if you rate and review us so that we are more visible on those websites, and let us know how we're doing. So thank you. We appreciate your feedback and your listening. I also wanted to mention we are opening up our Gmail account for anyone to send us their problems they're having right now. And I think we're going to start having a section at the end of each podcast where we read some listener problems and then we can prescribe some movies that might bring you some solace or try to help you as best we can as your therapists.
So the email is filmtherapypodcasts@gmail.com. Go there and send us an email. Even if all you want is ice cream at 3 a.m, we can't supply you with that, but we can listen to your problems, no matter how minuscule they are. And if they're bigger problems, then maybe you'll go want to see an actual therapist. But we're a good place to start when it comes to film-related problems. My voice just cracked during that. Shit.
Yeah, so email us your problems at filmtherapypodcast@gmail.com.
What, my quiet whisper wasn't good enough?
No, because I couldn't hear what you're saying.
Oh, that's what I said.
Oh, okay.
When we talk about what we've watched in the week, do we talk about just things we watched for the first time or rewatches or?
Yeah, anything.
All right. So first, going through my Lynch marathon, I rewatched Blue Velvet. I liked it even more the second time. It's a very disturbing movie. There's scenes that I don't want to watch ever again, and then there's scenes that are amazingly beautiful. When did you watch it? Was it like sometime last year?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, probably about a year ago.
Yeah. It's basically the precursor to Twin Peaks in so many ways.
Yeah, it's really good. I need to watch it again, though, because I don't really remember any of the plot.
Well, if you watch it again, let me know. We'll talk about it next time or something.
I definitely will.
The next one I watched was called Snatch. It's directed by Guy Ritchie.
Oh, did you like it?
No.
I didn't think you would like it.
Wait, have you seen it?
I did. Yeah, I have seen it, yeah.
Did you like it?
Not really, no.
This is my problem. I started watching it. I don't remember I think the first time I was just really tired, so I didn't want to continue watching it. I'm like, I'll watch this when I'm more awake. And then a couple months later, recently, I tried watching it again, and the editing just made me feel nauseous.
Yeah, it does kind of make you feel sick.
Like
it's camera, just so fast and crazy.
And the camera just like spins, like does so many 360s, and there's like shots, like transitions of going up and going down. And I'm like, oh my god, just like let me like breathe. I feel like I'm watching something that's like on ADHD or something.
Like a war movie.
Yeah, even war movies are like slower than this. They don't like spin around.
Yeah, that's
like
crazy.
Like people say like Hunger Games or whatever was like bad with shaky cam, but this movie's editing was just. And then I watched Sleepless in Seattle, which I had been intending to see for many years. Believe it or not, I've owned it on VHS, and I've never watched it.
Oh.
It was good. It was really good. The one character, I guess it's kind of a mild spoiler, but the one character that Tom Hanks goes out with for a while annoyed the shit out of me. Not because she was supposed to be annoying, but because I'm like, get out of this movie. I know you're going to have, like, no purpose. But,
right.
The rest of the movie was great. I loved the concept. I loved the way it ended. It was like the perfect time to end, like just the perfect moment of ending. And I loved like how it was like the plot took its time. Like it like spanned over a year, and there was Christmas, and I like how it was just good. It was a good romance. It was good.
Yeah, definitely one of the best ones.
And then Tuan and I watched on D+, we watched the new Phineas and Ferb movie, Candace Against the Universe.
Oh, I had that theme song stuck in my head the other day.
Yeah, it's one of his favorite series, actually. He really likes Phineas and Ferb a lot. And the new movie came out, and we watched it, and it was good. I liked
good?
It. Yeah, it was good.
Nice.
I don't remember the first movie I know I saw it, but I just saw it when it aired, so I don't remember the first movie very well. But the second movie was good. I liked it. I have 4 more, so I'm getting down there. And then I watched the 1998 Godzilla, which I've also wanted to watch for a long time because Matthew Broderick is awesome.
Oh,
and it was enjoyable. I've heard it's not very close to the original Japanese movies. Like, it doesn't really follow the character very well. But as far as just a fun monster movie, it was pretty good. Better than Jurassic World for sure.
Really?
Which is not a good monster movie. Davis can tell you about that.
Yes.
But yeah, Godzilla. It was dumb. It was fun. It was enjoyable. I was watching it in the living room, and my mom actually got kind of into it, and she watched like the first like 2/3 with me, and then she went to bed, and she's like, "Tell me how it ends in the morning." And then the next day, I'm like, "Mom, do you actually want to know how Godzilla ends?" And she's like, "Yeah, I do." And then I watched another movie I've been wanting to see for many, many years. It was the 1986 Cronenberg version of The Fly, with Jeff Goldblum and Gina Davis.
Oh, I want to see that too.
It's so good. It's amazing. It's really short too. It's like 80, 90 minutes.
Okay.
But it's really, really good, and the special effects are amazing. I don't think it's quite as good as The Thing, which he also, I don't know if that's the same effects or not, but that was John Carpenter who directed that. But The Thing is amazing, but The Fly is also very, very good. They're both remakes also, which I haven't seen the originals of The Thing or The Fly, so I'm sorry, film fans.
I think I've seen the original. Oh yeah, I've seen the original.
From like the
Thing.
50s?
It's so great. Or like, nope. When was the remake made?
The remake was in the 80s. That was the
Oh
one we
shit!
watched.
Yeah, I saw the one in the 80s.
Yeah, that was
But I think
so
there's
good.
also a remake of that.
Yes.
That's
yes,
newer?
there's 3. There's the original 50s,
okay.
and then there's the 80s. That's the first remake, and then there's a second remake in like the 2010s.
Oh man, the one from the 80s is so fun.
Dude, that was so good. You remember that?
Yeah, that was a good time.
And then the next movie I watched was the 2010 Alice in Wonderland movie. Have you seen
yeah.
that?
Yeah, I have.
The CGI was really, for me, it was distracting, and I couldn't get into it.
Yeah, it's kind of difficult to get past that. That's how I felt about the Hobbit series.
Yeah.
And the series of Unfortunate Events series on Netflix.
Oh, really?
Yeah,
Okay.
kind of. I mean, I kind of got
cool.
over that during that season, or the first couple seasons. I still haven't watched the entire thing.
It's good. It's really
But
good.
it threw me off a lot at the beginning, and yeah, the Alice in Wonderland one is like that too.
Yeah, now that I think about it, as soon as Unfortunate Events, it's more like the backgrounds throw me off a bit, because it's like, I don't know if it's the kind of camera they use or however they do it. It has that odd quirkiness to it, but then once you get used to it, you don't notice it. But then like when you start after a while, it's like, oh yeah, shit, I gotta get used to that again.
Yeah, it's super weird.
It's really good though. It's actually, I'd say it's one of the best books to series adaptations because it does it really well.
Oh, good. Wait, the series of Unfortunate Events?
Yes.
Oh, okay, yeah. Yeah, much better than the first movie, even though I did kind of enjoy that one.
Yeah, same. I have nostalgic memories of it, even though they rearranged it. So they did the first half of book 1, and then books 2 and 3, and then the ending of book 1.
Yeah, why would they do that? Well, you're just gonna piss off everyone if you do that.
It's so funny because as like kids, when my friends and I would watch it, because some of us read the books, that was all we talked about. Like we watched the movie, but then like that's what we'd say to anyone who wanted to watch it. We're like, okay, you gotta understand, it does the ending of the first book last for some reason after the second and third book, and that, like, me and one of my friends, that's how we would describe the movie to our friends who wanted to watch it.
Yeah, like,
No
disclaimer,
joke.
it's gonna be whack, so
it's
be
gonna
prepared.
be whack, bro. Well, I can pass for 19, right?
I don't know what that reference is.
That's Joey. That's Friends.
Joey.
Then the last movie I watched was another Lynch one called Wild at Heart. And a lot of people really like it. I could not get into the story.
Really?
It's Nicolas Cage and Laura Dern, so that's a great pair.
Okay.
Isabella Rossellini was also in it from Blue Velvet, as was Harry Dean Stanton, who is a national treasure. May he rest in peace. I just didn't really click with the story, but I liked like the filmmaking aspect, of course, and the acting was good and everything. But I just didn't really care about the characters that much. It's on the Twin Peaks front. Audrey, the actress who plays Audrey, was in one scene, and Cheryl Lee, there's a lot of references. The movie's like a lot like Wizard of Oz, like it has a lot of references. And in one of the last scenes, they have Cheryl Lee playing Glinda the Good Witch, and I didn't even recognize it was her. And then the credits started, and I'm like, holy shit, how did I not recognize her? Like,
she's such a good witch-looking girl.
Yeah, it's like her voice is like it was her voice, and I'm like, how did I not?
Yeah, how did you
How did I
not?
No, it's her. It's Laura Palmer, damn it. It's like,
oh wow,
one of the best movie characters ever. I'm really kind of bummed that I couldn't get into it, but also like it's fine.
Yeah, that's okay. You watched it, you got through it.
And I wanted to watch the whole thing because I'm like, I want to see how it ends, and I want to say I've seen every Lynch movie. So now I have 3 more to watch for the first time. And I'm also going to rewatch Mulholland Drive because that movie blew my mind.
I need to rewatch that too.
Well, let's do that next time. Oh, wait, never mind. We can do that for episode 12.
Episode 12. Yeah, we got plans for next time, guys.
Yeah, we got plans for next time. Big plans.
Big plans.
I got plans. Important plans.
Important plans.
Sorry, that's friends also.
Yeah,
it's all
Joey. I figured. It's always friends.
It's always Joey. I
always
got plans. Important plans.
The most obscure references you'll ever hear.
Not really.
Right here.
Obscure would be referencing Supergirl, but we already did an episode on that.
Yeah, you're right. Squirt?
Oh, God. I was going to say it, and then you said it. And
we should have said it at the same time.
Sure, you won't have a squirt. Once you get used to it, I think it's delicious.
Oh, my gosh.
Like, what the fuck does that even mean?
No idea. Squirt. So how many Lynch movies are there?
10, I think.
Okay,
10.
yeah, I think you've told me that before.
Unless you count the Twin Peaks pilot and the last season of Twin Peaks, in which case there would be 12.
Yeah.
Yeah, so 10 technically, and I've seen... I have 3, so I've seen 7.
That's really fun. I want to do that too.
The last 3 I have are Lost Highway, Straight Story, and then Inland Empire. But I'm going to watch Mulholland Drive before Inland Empire, because chronologically that's the order it goes in.
Oh, okay.
The only one I didn't rewatch was Fire Walk with Me, because that's so ingrained in my mind.
Yeah. So I watched only one this week.
Oh, yeah, what did you watch?
I watched Get Duked on Amazon Prime.
Get Duked or Duped?
Duked. D-U-K-E-D !
Okay.
It was really fun. It's takes place in the Scottish Highlands. I've been getting really into the royal family, so it's about this award that these kids are trying to achieve called the Duke of Edinburgh Duke of Edinburgh Award. And it's like an outdoor kind of a scouting achievement, except it takes place like present day. So we've got these 3 rowdy boys who have been sent there for punishment for like almost being expelled from school, and then they're paired with this one kid who's really serious about getting this award, and he's like really nerdy. And so of course the first 3 kids aren't taking any of it seriously, and they're just trying to get high and listening to their music. One of the kids is an aspiring DJ, and his name is DJ Beetroot. And he's really funny. And of course all their accents are wonderful.
I'm intrigued. I'm really intrigued, actually.
They go through this crazy adventure, and then all of a sudden they start getting hunted by the Duke of Edinburgh.
What?
Edinburgh. And the Queen. But it's just like these older people wearing masks, and they're shooting at them. So it goes down this crazy path, but then they, I won't spoil it. So it's a great movie about friendship and teamwork.
Shit! Wow!
And a great soundtrack too. It was pumping. It was bumping. I mean, it was really bumping.
Did you think I'd like the soundtrack or not really?
It was very hip hop. I think the description even says this hip hop inspired movie. Blah 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 blah. So it was really dancey and upbeat, and really good tracks. So that's all that I had time to watch, but it was a good one. Judy watched it. She told me about it. She said she watched the beginning, and she's like, just watch the beginning, and she said she skipped to the end. I'm like, Judy.
Did she not like it, or?
She didn't feel like connected to watch the whole thing, but I got hooked in and I watched the whole thing. There's this crazy scene in the middle. It's like a music video.
Tell Judy to watch that scene.
Yeah, I did. They've got really cool editing effects and everything in there too, so it's very exciting.
Awesome.
So next week we've got something special in store.
We do. So next week we are prescribing the 1967 original Dr. Dolittle and the 1998 one with Eddie Murphy, the first one of that series.
Yay, childhood memes.
Yeah, childhood memes.
Not of the 67 one though, because I don't think I've seen that. I feel like maybe I have, but
I never have. I've seen the 98 one like a long time ago on VHS, but
me too.
For 1 and 2, the second one as well. Whatever year that came out.
What's the plot? Well, we talk about that next time.
I think the second one has to do with like he goes into the woods. Like they have to go save a bear or something. That's all I remember. I don't even remember the first one's plot.
Me
I
either.
want to
No
be
idea.
surprised. Yeah, and we're gonna have a guest too. So yeah,
It'll be fun.
it'll be fun.
If you haven't followed us on Instagram, please do so. Like and
Please do
comment
so.
on our stuff. We like to interact with all y'all. Oh my gosh.
It really
and
helps us out.
send us your problems, people. We want to help you.
That's the point. That's why we're doing this fucking thing in the first place. Okay, so next week we will be giving a doctoral prescription. Please tune in and see what the doctor says.
Yes.
Our guest won't be a doctor, but she's a doctor of other things.